Royalty Empire energy drinks. Pick up a case.
There's a lion inside of you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Bust it. All right. All right. All right, y'all. All right.
You are listening to
Hey, me, no mind.
with show host Wood.
What's good, what's good, world? This is the Pay Me No Mind show. This is your host, Wood. This is a very unique experience for the Pay Me No Mind show. I'm at Oxford Block Studios down in Franklin, Ohio. Came down here to talk to my guest who I'm getting ready to introduce you to. And, was pleasantly surprised that I didn't have to worry about my own audio today. So we're going to jump right into it. I met this brother a couple of months ago at an open sparring session. Actually, some fighters that were getting prepared for an event that's coming up next weekend in Dayton, Ohio, The Awakening. You can check that out on Facebook, The Awakening. That's going down June 18th at the Dayton Convention Center. I think it starts at 7 o'clock. Come on out. Tickets are reasonable. I believe they're $20. I think all of the VIP tickets are sold out, but feel free to do a little investigation. I think it's eventbrite.com. You can also find The Awakening. Come on out and support the Pearson Promotions, a fledgling company. This is the first event of its kind, first professional boxing event in the city of Dayton in 25 years. So I'll bring more of that once this gets edited into the full show. I don't know where I'm going to put this just yet, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. But without further ado, I want to welcome my man, CEO of Royalty Empire Beverage, Mr. Lucci Hawkins. What's up, G?
Yo, you already know what it is, man. CEO Lucci Hawkins, man. We live here, man. Pay me no mind.
Thanks for your time tonight, man. I know we've been back and forth in the text messages and online, and, maybe you thought I was going to let you go or whatever, but, I thought your story was very interesting.
Nice.
Like I said, at the sparring event for Pearson Promotions a few weeks ago, you came up and left an impression on me when you said, see if you'll get, you remember what you said?
No, I don't even remember.
You saw the crowd was kind of falling in, so you came over to me. I was one of the earlier people, and you said,
I remember that.
You said, see if you get the CEO of Red Bull to shake your hand.
Believe that.
For drinking his stuff.
Believe
and
it.
handed out a sample of your beverage. So I was like, this brother right here might be going somewhere, because you got to give to receive.
Yeah.
So what's going on right now with the beverage, man? Get the people what the name of the beverage is.
I got you.
And what you trying to do with it.
Right now on the market Royalty Empire and the Citrus Rush. It's out in Dayton, Ohio right now. And it's also floating around in the Bay Area too. But Dayton, Ohio, it started here. It's definitely good. It's a good mixer. It's like champagne. You feel me?
Now, you're not originally from Dayton, Ohio, right?
No. I actually from New Orleans, Louisiana. I came up here after Hurricane Katrina back in 2007.
Okay, so kind of displaced then.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people went to Houston. And, how did you end up in Dayton?
Oh, see, and this could turn...
Unless I'm ignorant.
Nice. This could turn into a triple podcast, and I'm going to be honest with you. I was actually incarcerated during Hurricane Katrina. Okay. And, man, they left us in that cell to die. I was in a cell with water up to my neck. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
For almost... like 7 days. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow, that's amazing.
Well,
that's awful.
Yeah.
Watch how I phrase that.
Right. But like I said, I wound up actually the day I was supposed to go to trial or whatever, man, my Hurricane Katrina hit on that date. So God been good to me, man. Got me up here, man. I found my dad up here, man, and the rest, history. You already know.
Now, your dad was here before you got here?
He been traveling back and forth, out here to Ohio and everything, but he was out here first, and somebody said, man, your dad's in Ohio. I'm like, I ain't never been that far. I go.
Okay. So let's get into this we may have to have you on for additional conversations. You know, I'm taking down notes, so I might have to have you back. Hopefully you want to come back.
Oh yeah, it's all love.
I'm looking into this, though. I did a little reading, you know, before getting you on, and I see worldwide that this is the beverage game is at least as far as back, I mean, as late as 2015, is a $341 billion industry.
100 million in the U.S. alone.
Thank you. And then I'm looking at, you know, the obvious giants. I mean, there's not many companies more recognizable than the name Coca-Cola, but they have, you know, 49% of the market share in this game. Pepsi is second with 21%, and then I think it's somebody distant at like 7%. How does Lucci Hawkins sit around and formulate this idea to get involved in this game?
And you know, and it's a message for everybody. I don't care what your craft is or whatever you get into. You definitely want to research that market before you jump into anything, because you don't want to be looking like a fool out there either. You know what I'm saying? But
You can throw money away.
Yes. You know, and money don't. They say money don't grow on trees. Man, it's crazy. You can lose a lot of money in this game, especially if you don't know your market. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or where you headed at with this. You know, you got to take the time and write things out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So what happened for you? When did you have this epiphany or realization that, you know, how did that come to you?
Yeah, almost 2 years ago, you know, I got a family member down south, man. He said, man, I got this crazy idea, man. Nobody's doing this. I'm like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, man, I got a formula, man. And I think it'll definitely go. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, shit, tell me a little more about it, and how can I get involved? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it came off a hunch, trying to flip some easy money or whatever, and then I really, just sat down and dug deep into it. You know what I mean?
Okay. So what's my man's background that had this formula? Because when I was thinking about this the other night, going here, I mean, I'm envisioning like, I don't know if you remember Boomerang.
Yeah.
But they had the brother with the little lab coat that actually put he was working with Strawn J.
Yeah.
And, he was the one that they did all the marketing and everything, but he was the one that produced the product. So I'm looking at you now. I didn't want to judge a book by its cover, but I'm like, how did you get the ingredients together to make this final product?
Exactly. And I sat down with him and, came up with some strategic ideas for that formula, and basically, money talk, and and I got my hands on it, and I got the blueprint.
Okay. Which is all we usually need.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
And like I said, the guy, he do have a chemistry background or whatever. And,
Okay.
So. Like I said, it's been a 2-year battle uphill, just trying to get it to market and where it's at right now,
Okay. Now, were you a fan of energy drinks whatsoever before this fell into your world?
You know what? And I kind of like, I'm gonna say yeah and no. Energy drinks is they have their ups and downs. It depends on what are you using those energy drinks for.
Right.
Most people use it as a mixer for these different liquor brands and stuff like that. And if you're using it for that, now if you chugging these babies down every 30 minutes, you working at Delphi or somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hey,
Which is good for you.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna chug them down every 30 minutes, but
No, I mean it's good for your business.
Yeah,
if they drinking them like that.
Definitely, and that's my job, to get it to your lips.
Right.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good.
How'd you go about your name?
It took a while, because you don't want to just, that's your brand. You definitely, Royalty Empire, I believe that I treat everybody on the same level. You know what I mean? You royalty, you're a king, you know what I mean? You're a queen, but we all got to go through these battles to conquer that empire. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's definitely, it's definitely big. You know what I'm saying?
Was there any drawback, or did you have any reservations about Empire, being that there's a popular television show out there by that same name, and y'all coming along at the same time?
Yeah, that was crazy. That was definitely crazy. And hopefully one day we can definitely partner up. Like I actually ran into a guy in California, has Royalty Empire clothing, and we doing some partner up too.
Okay.
If you got an empire, let's build. That's how we gonna make it grow. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you are married. I follow you on Twitter and and on Facebook, and I don't think I'm on Instagram with you, but I see you spend a lot of time with your wife and family. I know in what I'm trying to do, selling these babies that we have, selling that to your significant other is a challenge. What was your wife's reception of this idea when you brought it home?
I'm crazy. I'm the crazy one. And she.
First, before you get into
go
that,
ahead.
what baby is this for you? Like, idea company baby.
Brand wise, I feel like in the next year and a half, be at regional status. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I'm saying out of all your ideas, different hustles and grinds that you got involved in, what number is this?
Oh man, average millionaire has 7 streams of income. This like 8.
Okay,
9.
okay.
I'm deep in this, man.
Okay.
Right now, all my attention is kind of shifted to this baby right now. You know what I mean? Trying to, nurture it the right way. You feel me?
Got you. I mean, because this is a thing that you steadily have to work. So,
Yeah.
Wifey thought you were crazy when you dropped this one on her.
Yeah. And she been with me, from the beginning of it, from just talking about it on, in the backyard. And now it's coming to light, she see the vision. She definitely see the brand.
Now, it had to be out there when you told her the idea, probably even when you told her what the name of it was, maybe even when you showed her some artwork for your can, your packaging and whatnot. Walk us through when she actually got to sample what you had been talking about. How long was it from telling her about it to her actually tasting this?
About 6 months. About 6.
That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah. About 6 months, just coming with the graphics and, just, finding the right manufacturer to, produce the, flavor for me and everything. And when she opened it and she seen that 30% carbonation pop out like bubbly rosé, and she was like, hey, this is good, you know what I mean? And, and just the other people being attached to it, just, making people feel like, hey, I'm a part of this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she see the big move. It's all for a good cause though,
She been riding shotgun ever since.
Man, that's the team.
Did that really, galvanize, the team going forward from that moment after she did taste it?
Yeah.
Okay,
That kind of, gave her that spark plug we need, you know what I mean?
Because I know, my wife has listened to a couple of shows, and I'm starting looking into microphones and getting graphics, asking her, what you think about this name? I went up and surveyed people to get a name of my first podcast. And, when I first sent her the link to my first show, she left me alone. It was like, I'm going to let him do him. So I just wondered, who else besides your wife, man, who else is on the team that makes this thing work?
You know what? It's a lot of behind the scenes work too. Like my guy JR. He's master behind the sounds behind this. You know what I mean? Up and coming commercials and just that. A lot of subliminal messages that could be infiltrated into the listener's ears to really tune into the brand. Definitely my guy JR. You know what I mean? And Oxford Block Productions is wonderful. On on the promotion side, I'm daily building teams. I'm always scouting, for new, young, fresh stuff. You know what I mean? Ideas. Things where we can grow. Cause like I said, I can't do this all by myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm putting people on. It's love day on the court, baby.
Right. Right. You listening to the Pay Me No Mind show. This is your host, Wood. Right now, I'm in the house. I'm in Oxford Block Studios with CEO Lucci Hawkins.
Royalty Empire Energy
Empire
Drinks.
Beverage, and my
Pick
man
up
on the
a
sound
case.
today. I don't have to mess with
There's
it.
a lion
Is
inside of
Mr.
you.
JR. I just met that brother. Thanks a lot. How can folks in the city in Dayton find your product right now?
Right now we're at a couple stores. The main store is Salem Wine and Spirits. That's known as the Salem Liquor Store right there on Salem Avenue. A lot of traffic there. Definitely go in there and pick up a can, pick up a case. Get in tune, get involved with it. It's also at 1918 North Main Street, the Cabinet Store, right across from Marathon. Just showing love to the black-owned businesses also. And it's soon to be at a whole bunch of stores. A couple big names I really can't say right now, but like I said, it's definitely about to be big. You know what I mean?
Taking some meetings then, huh?
Yeah. A lot of handshaking.
Yeah,
man.
taking some meetings and everything. How is it being sold right now? Can they buy it in singles, packs, or what's a case?
Oh yeah. Case comes with 24 cans in a case. It's like $30, something like that. $2 for the can. You know what I mean? Not trying to crack your head for it. I definitely want you to get a sample and taste the greatness, man. It's almost 2.5 years in the making. You know what I mean? So it's some good stuff. It's champagne,
Right,
and
and
energy drinks.
Right, and I did want to back up for a minute. The day that we did meet over there at the boxing gym, I myself personally am not a big energy drink fan. No knock against it or anything. I just try to do a lot of stuff on my own power. But I did spend 8 years on third shift, and I took a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I have had to rock with some drinks, some different drinks throughout the years. But I will say that I was pleasantly surprised with the taste.
Nice.
I thought it was a good drink, man. I was really impressed that to crack it open and it tastes as well as it did. And you just seem to be just this one younger brother in the city.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me sip on this a little slower.
Check it out.
So yeah, man, I was real proud of you. Not even knowing you, man, but just to where you have gotten it already. That's very impressive for me, man, and I'm glad to see you continuing on with it. Oddly, and let me back up, man. Another thing that I was telling you about when before off air was that ironically one of my favorite podcasts that I listen to, a hip hop podcast, they're sponsored by Monster Energy Drink. And they have a little routine every show where they do the product placement and everything. So it was kind of funny the day that we met, and I told you I do a podcast, and it's like, man, I'm not trying to be like my man, but I'm just trying to network.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully, like I said, we're gonna do some things down the road. Help you out with getting the word out and help me out. In another regard.
Let's go ahead and stamp it right now. You already know what it is, man. It's CEO Lucci Hawk, man, the official energy drink, official sponsor of Pay Me No Mind Radio podcast.
Royalty Empire Energy
Beverage,
Drinks.
man. It's
Pick up a
official.
case.
There we go. Sound like a great
There's a
union.
lion inside of you.
And it's kind of odd, but we recently had a great, for people that like him or don't like him, whatever he is showing is making his rounds as a businessman. Things have kind of slowed up for him musically in some regards, but he has one of my favorite programs coming back next month. Ironically, but 50 Cent was in the city within the last month doing an appearance at a local liquor store to promote, I believe it was his vodka, right?
Yeah,
Effin'.
Yeah. He was at Centerville Wine and Spirits out there in Centerville, Ohio.
Right.
you know, and I'll tell you about that event. You know, I had got a message, and it was definitely strategically planned for me to infiltrate the FN Vodka event that day. Mm-hmm. And it was raining.
Right.
It was definitely raining. You know, I don't even see that many people in line for church, man. But like
I saw some pictures of the line, and I was amazed at the turnout.
it was nice. I ain't gonna lie, it was a nice event. You know, I know a couple people that got there a little early. I was there 2 hours early.
Okay.
But I had 47 cans. And I gave like 24 to the guys in the front, 20 and the other 23 to the people in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just trying to mix it up. And I told them, I said, hey man, when you go in there, you tell 50 that that we're mixing this with effing vodka. And they, you know what I mean? And this big thing, man. And I walked down on them, man. You know, some people get starstruck. That's one of the biggest guys in the game. You know what I mean? And I still use him till this day in my business plan. I mean, this guy, he cashed out $100 million on a energy deal, the same business I'm in.
Exactly.
Oh man, I walked up to him. I said, "Hey, 50." I said, "Listen, man, I'm the CEO of Royalty Empire Beverage Company, man." I said, "Man, let's make some money, man." And he looked at me, and I had the drink, and as you can see in the picture, I'll send you the picture. But have you
I seen it.
Yeah,
Y'all feel free to check him out on Facebook at CEO Lucci Hawkins. He got a nice flick with 50 and him at this event.
Nice. And you know, and he was like, "Royalty Empire?" I was like, "Yeah, 50." Called me. You know, I gave him my card, and you know, but my grind don't stop there just because I met 50. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all get a moment to chop it up about, to get any insight or, you know?
I got that was probably the best 25 seconds. You know what I mean?
And sometimes that's all it really
That's all I
takes.
need. You know, and my goal was to make a favorable impression on him. He seen the people with the can, with his line that he's pushing, and for him to even meet the owner, you know what I mean, and it kind of blew his mind. He wasn't expecting for a young guy to, you know what I mean, and he seen the card, so it kind of worked out. It worked out pretty good.
What time of day was that, man?
That was about 1, 2 o'clock.
Okay. I mean, I think it's a good showing because,
Yeah.
you know, when anybody, like you said, he has a similar product or had, I don't know how involved he is at this point after the sale, but anytime somebody that represents the industry is in your city, it's always a good look when you go and, you know, and be seen. Shake hands and, you know, do the whole meet and greet thing. You know, we got guys coming in the city. I'm trying to get in now to get some access to some people with some poets and stuff that come to the city.
Nice.
You know, they're not being receptive to my inquiries and whatnot, but I'm going to call them when I get off of here.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, but I think that was a good look, man. And did you have any members of your team with you to kind of show a little bit of force, anything, or did you just go by yourself?
It's Wifey and Jason DBKS, man. Shout out to Jason DBKS. I got my Hustle Up Entertainment, you know, for helping me strategically plan that event, you know. It's good. You know, we was too deep, you know what I mean? And I rallied up the people that was out there, you know, kept them good and in the rain.
Refreshed.
Refreshed and, you know, good energy for the mind, you know what I'm saying?
Now, let me ask you, man, because Centerville is a predominantly white suburban area. It is, it is more and more minorities getting out that way south of the city.
Right.
It was kind of odd that he would go to that location, but like Jordan said, you know, Republicans buy Jordans or buy sneakers or whatever his famous line or infamous line was. What was the makeup of the turnout out there? I mean, was
and you know, it could have turned out bad. Because I know a guy that has a beef with 50 Cent for some strange reason.
A local cat.
Yeah, and he was like, you know what, man, I should have went up to that event and punched him in the face.
I'm
I was
glad
like,
that didn't happen.
like, whoa, that kind of messed up the picture. But it kind of would have saved the guy with the autism in the airport and that probably could have. I don't know how that would have turned out, but
Did that happen leaving Dayton?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Man, you know, 50's 50. You know what I mean? He's sporadic. And I learned a lot from him too. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's a sporadic type of guy. You feel what I'm saying? So,
Right.
Big ups to 50 Cent, man. You already know what it is.
Yeah, actually, and like I just said, I slept on it that day because I know I couldn't, outside of a flick, it really wasn't going to benefit me. And I'm, liquor-wise,
Right.
I do what I do, but I just didn't. And actually, like I said, with it being held in Centerville, I just thought it was an awkward location.
Right.
And but your picture, when I saw it, it kind of confirmed that it was a successful appearance for him. So I thought that was pretty cool, and a unique. Like I said, it's different how artists got to go about things. Like you right now, cross promoting, the beverage with what you're doing musically, and we'll get into some of that in a second. But you kind of got to think outside of the box and make yourself available to the people. Mm-hmm. So, with a situation like that, not getting a good minute or 2 minutes, to maybe talk a little bit of business with 50. What's the toughest part of this grind that you're encountering right now? Meet and greet, getting people in the city to take you serious. How are people? How's it moving in the 2 stores that you mentioned? What's the toughest part of this thing?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm moving a nice little amount of units. Just with the stores that I'm dealing with. But I know things about to get bigger.
Right.
And
that's what I sense in what you're doing online.
Yeah. And that the online presence, and shout out to the guy who created Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, because if you're not using that for your business as a tool, then you're not gonna succeed with it, man. The social media is you supposed to take that to the max.
Right.
They got live, they got all type of, so I use those pictures and for different people. It might catch somebody's eye way later on, like, whoa, you know what I mean? So it's different ways you can definitely grind with this, you know what I mean? So everything I do is pretty much strategic, for real though, you know what I mean? I really sit down and think it out before my next my one move got 10 optional moves.
Right.
That's just the way I gotta roll,
Right. Once again, this is the Pay Me No Mind show with your host Wood. Right now, I'm on with CEO Lucci Hawkins of Royalty Empire Beverage Citrus Rush. That the only flavor you got right now?
Oh, I got a sugar free too, and I got the energy shots. So I got a couple different flavors with that.
But you rolling out the lineup.
Yeah. And the next big line is gonna be the ginger ale, because I know people always have the upset stomachs and like that. And I give you a sneak peek. It's called Hey Ginger. You already know what it is.
Okay.
So be on the lookout for that. But the reason I did roll with the energy drink is because of the mixing, with the liquors. It's gonna sell faster, you know what I mean? It's and definitely, everybody mixing liquors out there.
Now, was that popular in the streets? I haven't been to a nightclub in the city in a couple of years, man. I know when I go to some of the more diverse, very mixed crowds, I used to see the Red Bull and vodka. Is that popular in the other on the other end?
Yeah. It's definitely popular, man. A lot of
I know we drink a lot of stuff straight.
Yeah. And and here's the drink, and hopefully we make that happen. The Douce with the Royalty Empire, they calling it the Gold Digger.
The Gold Digger. There it is. Pay me no mind.
Man.
The Douce and the Royalty Empire.
Nice
Okay.
mixture. Nice.
Okay. So are you in any nightclubs locally?
Pending, definitely pending on some. Just closed some stuff with the Submarine House out there in what's that, Beaver Creek.
Okay.
So that's gonna be another new location, and hopefully that trickles to all the, Submarine House. Shouts out to Submarine House, man. You already know what it is.
Good spot. Great spot.
Oh yeah. You said answer that question. Oh yeah, Silver Fox too. Right on James H.
Okay.
McGee. Yeah.
Fox is a fixture in the city.
Right. I forgot all about the
Fixture
Fox.
in the city.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I see non-carbonated drinks, and this does have some carburation in it.
Mm-hmm.
Carbonation. Carbonation. I gotta watch myself on that. My mom checked me out sometimes and talk about how I pronounce something.
Yeah.
But that's a growing area of this game. Coke and Pepsi have seemed to dip in some sales in recent years as people have gotten more health conscious, making more healthier decisions, drinking a lot. Bottled water is a big player in the game. Gatorade is killing its segment, with 73% of the market share. And then you have Powerade and all of this, and some of the others. Any opportunity you looking in that game, in that part of it right there?
Yeah.
The actual sports drink. Now yours is more energy drink versus sports drink, right?
Right. And like I said, I don't want to blow the whistle or whatever, but the city of Dayton has 1.5 trillion gallons of fresh, natural spring water. And like I said, I had a conversation with some of the people down at the city hall, a couple weeks ago. Just trying to come up with some new creative ideas to do some things with all that fresh water, and I'm the newest beverage company in town. So you already know we're going to do some big things with that coming up, man, for sure.
Is the city working with you on any of this in any way? I mean, because it's not every day that you get a guy that comes in, with where you are with this product, this type of product.
No, and yeah, I had a meeting about a couple weeks ago, just ruffling up some ideas. They definitely caught the drift of that something is new in town, and it's gonna be big, man. It's gonna be big.
Okay, right now, getting kind of a little into your back office businesses, but are you kind of moving everything out of your house right now? You close to considering getting you a space of any kind? That's when the city like you, is when you take up a little property.
Yeah. I got a nice location or whatever. I'm basically in the reorder business. Once I secure the deal with the location, they could just receive their shipments and and pick up the checks. That's it. So I'm definitely strong in the city on that, and it's gonna be some jobs too. Definitely coming up, man. Stay in tune with what was going on. You can send me your resume too at royaltyempireusa@yahoo.com. That's royaltyempireusa@yahoo.com. You already know.
Are you going to be looking into like a branded vehicle for this? I know a lot of times energy drinks go that route. Is that cliched, or is that that's something you plan on having?
That's definitely something you'll see in the future around the city. Hopefully, just the more impressions, the better. And I know the motorcycle clubs is big out here too. I'm really tuning in with. I would I don't want to seem like I'm racist or nothing, but I'm just trying to give some opportunities to the blacks also, you know what I mean? By reaching out with those guys.
Well, I mean, and you got to start with who's going to support you, and, that's probably where you're going to break in anyway in this city, before you can get over to the Market Fresh, and those and everything. You're going to probably have to work. You got to get you got to win in your peers. You got to win with your peers before you take it elsewhere. So,
exactly.
I don't want to keep mentioning, the big boy in your in this segment of drinks, energy drinks, but what's the differentiation for Royalty Empire against the others? Like we just said, Monster, Red Bull, Rockstar, all of that stuff.
I'm glad you said that. And I look at people that's doing things on the independent level, like, just speaking on the music side, Rich Homie Quan, he set the bar for guys who's doing independent things to really, push their brand and not take the pennies for your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Just
get that machinery behind you.
Yeah.
But like you said, now you cutting into your own pocket.
Exactly. And same thing like when Master P said in one of his interviews, he said Jimmy Iovine offered him $1 million for you know, his first album, and he said he turned it down and got back on that plane with $400 in his pocket. But you know, but he still wound up with an 80-20 deal. You know what I mean, with Priority. You
Right.
know, but like I said, what differentiate me from other brands is because I'm coming down to shake your hand. I'm not about to sit up on a high horse and I'm a real person. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I want to know. I want to know where my product going. You know what I mean? Is your store clean for me to even? You know, I'm not gonna play. I believe in customer service is a big thing. And you know, like I said, I come from a big background in the food and beverage business down in New Orleans or whatever. So I believe in, you know, being involved in every detail. I don't care what it is. I want to be involved because, you know, you're representing the brand, you know?
Right. I think when you got a good product, right now, you know, you just mentioned P and what was the first cat you mentioned?
Rich Homie Quan.
Rich Homie Quan. My man out in, not Kansas City, the witch doctor dude, whatever, his raps real fast. I can't even think of his name. Tech Nine.
Tech Nine, right.
I heard the story was he turned down a $60 million deal to stay independent. Another brother that's doing it big right now, I'm getting really interested in, is this Chance the Rapper guy who's he's vowed to stay independent. But you know, I think it is a lot of right. It's a lot of work on your own. But like you said, I feel like right now with people, with celebrities and CEOs and whatnot, anybody that's pushing a product or brand, when you can touch the people through social media the way that you can, and let people not really be just a consumer, but this is almost a friend, you know, or a peer of some kind, and you can really do what you need to do with your brand.
Yeah.
Let's run through a couple of names before we get into a couple of shut this down with a couple more fun topics.
Yeah.
But I saw as late as 2014 was kind of the latest data I was able to collect on this the leaders in this energy drink segment.
Nice.
What's your thoughts on these? This was actually a Time Magazine Euro Monitor International survey that I found or breakdown of the industry. You don't have to be disrespectful for none of these guys, but when the names come up, what do they mean to you? Red Bull.
They gonna do what they do. You know, they're pretty good at their branding. You know what I mean? It's all about your branding, and they're good at what they do. Congrats. They give me hope. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Good example for what you're trying to do. Monster.
Not a fan of their flavors, but you know, they're definitely, you know, good at branding also. You know what I mean? And they're tuning in, and that's the same lane I'm in. You know, just trying to brand it with the right brand. You know?
Right. Rockstar
really gives me hope because, you know, they was just like me, and they took off in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about in this game, you know, selling those units. You know what I mean? I don't care if you buy a case or you buy it singly. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. And those guys went regional within 6 months, and they gained that access to, stay in this game. You know what I mean? Because it is a game, and that the main part about this game is not going out of business.
Exactly. Coca-Cola has some ownership in Monster. Another Coca-Cola product is NOS. N-O-S.
Right. Coca-Cola and just to speak on Coca-Cola, if you know somebody really want to do the research, it's said in the next 7 years they're definitely going to be on a decline of sales because they can't find these new strategic ways to, you know, stand up with Pepsi, you know, and those are, you know, they the top dogs or whatever. And,
right.
You know, and I look at their weaknesses as, you know, my gain, you know.
If I look at it, I think everything is going back to regional, you know, where
Holding it down.
You know, the craft beer game, that's one of my favorite beverages is craft beer. But if you look at how that's thriving right now locally, I mean, you have about 11 or 12 different craft beer companies. One down in Cincinnati just had like an $18 million expansion. You know, that's just a local, like I said, a local company. So I think a lot of music, everything I think is going more regional.
Yeah.
People want to know who they're supporting.
Yeah.
Last one, AMP. A PepsiCo product, actually.
Right. You know, they're pretty much the same. But here's the thing I have over every one of those brands that you just named. You see how we got the Pay Me No Mind show, and it's all proprietary. The Pay Me No Mind show, I have the ability to do a custom can for the Pay Me No Mind show, which I will do.
Wow.
And those big names, they don't have time to do what I can do, and that's the way I'ma strategically keep them on that reorder chain. You know what I mean?
Okay. Man, I'm gonna be on the lookout for this Pay Me No Mind kid.
Yeah,
now.
it's coming.
Man, you just threw me off on my next question, my follow up on that.
Nice.
Once again, it's the Pay Me No Mind show. Your host Wood. I'm in here with CEO Lucci Hawkins, and we're at Oxford Block Studios with my man JR working the boards. What's next for Royalty Empire, man? Will you be in the house next week for the fights?
It's supposed to be yes. June is that June 18th?
18th.
June 18th.
Right.
Dayton, Ohio Convention Center. Shout out to Pearson Promotions, Team Camp, Team Will Knockout. You already know. So some big things going down there. That event. Also, I have another event July 8th down at the Fox nightclub. I'm releasing the new drink there, and you know, it's the French Connection tour. We got Cook LaFleur from Cincinnati coming out, Mike Lansky, Jason DBKS, and my guys from New Orleans, the roster. So yes, that's my next two events that's coming up. So I got some big things coming up too.
Okay. Now, I didn't even know till today, you know, that you was in the music game. What's going on with you in the world of music, hip hop? I presume.
Yeah. You know, I'm music is power, and it's the national language. You know, I'm
International.
International. You know, I do have an album that I'm working on. It's called "You Don't Know My Story." December 7th. This year. You know what I mean? It's definitely coming out, you know, JR behind the sounds, you know, I gotta have that quality, and you know, just working on that building. I've been dealing with music since I was like 10, you know. I'm 30 now, but like I said, I do a lot of writing. I do, you know, all type, man. You wouldn't even believe I do a lot of writing, you know, and I got a book pending too.
Okay, who's your influences on the hip hop?
You know, and like I said, you know, that was nobody but God that made that 50 Cent thing happen for me. You know, 50 had a big impact on me. Cash Money, come on. You already know I'm from New Orleans,
right.
So you know the top of the top. You know, just watching those guys in the game and how they move, and you know, like I said, learning from mistakes. You know. Definitely learning from mistakes.
Now, is this like your first full-length, maybe polished product, but you've done demos previously or done some singles? Where are you at with your music?
I didn't want to. I'm gonna flood this place. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't want to release nothing until I had all my paperwork and everything in order. But I do have a mixtape called on my Lucci shit, hosted by DJ Skano.
Skano.
Yeah. Shout out to DJ Skano, Court DJs. I definitely, and this half of it is produced by Mo Beats, late great Mo Beats.
He passed away last year?
Last week, a couple weeks ago.
Was that? Okay.
Yeah, man, that was kind of tough.
We've been losing a lot of them lately, so I've kind of lost track on some. But I know I saw that story going around, you know, on social media. So now we got into it off air, and we getting ready to shut this down for anybody that press play. But now one of my favorite guys who just won't drop coming out of New Orleans or Louisiana is Jay Electronica. I love that brother.
Nice.
But he just would not give us a project, so I don't even know what to do with him right now.
And you know what? I just got hip to him not too long ago or whatever, because I was like, damn, he from New Orleans?
Right.
You know, that's what I'm saying. There's so much raw talent down there, and, you know, it's... I don't know. He's nice, though. He's nice.
Now, one of your comments were, before we got on, was that many of the titans, the greats, the pioneers in New Orleans music have left the city and kind of left, you know, a vacuum down there. And there was a lot of talent running around with not a lot of direction as far as getting into the major leagues with it. So I think that's a similar thing from what I'm seeing in New York is the same way, is that Puffy, I don't know exactly where Jay-Z lives, but I don't think it's in the city. But I know Puffy is now out in California. I think it's a couple more guys that we don't know that are actually living in California. And I think I see down at the Revolt Music Festival, Music Conference, I think they call it, they're struggling to, you know, Puffy is kind of defending what's going on with the city and why New York can't seem to, you know, regain its position in the game. And you mentioned the same thing with there not being the elders in place to help these guys, the younger guys out in, you know, in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on all of that?
You know what? And today, I mean, this week's word for me is power up. And you know, and that's what it's gonna take. Either you're gonna take your craft serious and push yourself to the max, because nobody wants to help you. You know what I'm saying? So you're really out here by yourself, man. You know, but if you find the right people to get involved with what you're doing, man, go ahead and push that to the max, man. Don't look back. But I say, you know, not to talk down on Master P and Baby and them. Listen, man, them guys made millions off of New Orleans in the streets.
Millions.
And you know, that's on them. You know, they gonna help who they want to help. And, you know, like I said, but I say it is some raw talent down there in New Orleans or whatever. And shouts out to my guys, Possession with Intent Records. And that's what they doing. They really scooping up a lot of good sound down there, and they're trying to open up some doors. And that's what the July 8th show is about out here in Dayton, Ohio, the French Connection tour. Just trying to open up that lane for artists out here in Ohio. And, you know, everybody could run to the A. Come on, let me show you some other stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Kevin Gates, man, ironically, for some reason, I was trying to get something to listen to at work today, and I downloaded a podcast where he was a guest on. Have you heard that brother talk?
You know, and he, you know, everybody gets into their characters. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say nothing bad about him. I love his hustle. Yeah, his hustle is all the way there. But, and that's the thing about the thing about, they saying Kevin Gates from New Orleans. Yeah, he got some New Orleans connection, but he, you know, he ain't really. You feel me?
Is he more Baton Rouge?
Yeah, and towards that region. But you know, Louisiana, it's all love. You know what I mean? But you know, you just gotta put that stamp on it, like Baby said. You gonna put some respect on it.
I thought he was an interesting guy, man. I don't listen. I don't even know if he'd be considered trap music or what that is. I don't even know what rap. Y'all don't even know what the categories are right now.
It's everywhere right
now.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff. I just say, for him being one of the Southern cats that has caught my ear as far as his lyrics, and then it kind of solidified what I was thinking with the guy. He seems like a lot of these guys I don't pay a lot of attention right now because I don't feel like they're bright guys in general. Like I probably wouldn't engage in a conversation with too many of these guys if we were sharing bar stools, you know, at the sports bar.
Yeah, I understand.
But in listening to him, I really do feel like he's in a decent lane in that regard. Like he has something. I mean, I listen to obviously 50. When you listen to him talk, he's a guy that says a lot of business smart stuff. Yeah. And you can look at the projects he's involved in. You look at I'm not the biggest fan of Pusha T's music.
Yeah.
But listening to him talk about his things, his projects, and his where he's trying to take the game. You know, I respect him. And it's kind of made, I check him out more after hearing him talk than I do from just hearing a single come out. So, but those are a couple of the guys right now that, and I think that's what gets me into the podcast thing. And let me ask you that before I get you off of here. I think right now for hip hop, man, I mean, and I'm 40, and it's just like not too many people are saying anything new. And I mean, you have so many rappers now versus back in the day when it was maybe 30 people.
Yeah.
What's gonna be different about You Don't Know My Story? You know, how are you gonna connect?
Oh, that's the fault.
Man down, we'll keep it moving. Is that something? I mean, everything just can't be about the club and a dance. You know, you got to feed some of these people.
And you know, and that's and I'm a little different. You know, I got so many different styles from, you know, because I just don't listen to people. They put themselves in the box and just all I listen to is rap music. You know, I listen to country. My wife, she's a beautiful country singer. You know,
Is your wife from up here?
She's from Ohio.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And I'm definitely gonna. I'm not gonna say I'm an anime in that. You know, push it out her, but she is a country singer that could be pushed to the max. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, definitely a new market. I mean, look at Taylor Swift. She's getting millions. I mean, just millions.
A machine.
But on my music though, I'm gonna give you that different stuff. I like talking about love. I like talking about you know, real life stuff that, you know what I mean, you know, that people go through. And also, like I said, you know, just motivational. Anything I could do to motivate, you know, and people, once you find your purpose for life, you feel what I'm saying? You're going to be rich forever. You know, and my purpose is to motivate people. You know what I mean? That's what I'm here for, man. That's all, you know?
Good deal. And that's what I'm saying. You know, a lot of these guys, like I said, just the messages are stale. They keep recirculating the same thing. So
like old 20s.
Right. And I just think when you are able to be honest, show some vulnerability, because, you know, we're not always winning.
Yeah.
You know, some of us are taking loss, and you got to take some L's before you know how to, so that you know how to win. So, last question, man. Any chance we can see Royalty Empire Beverage on Shark Tank one day?
You know what? I'm gonna say no, because I'm a lion, and I don't think the sharks gonna make it on land. The reason why I wouldn't deal with Shark Tank is as soon as you walk through the door, they own 5% of whatever you presenting to them anyway, because they gonna have you sign the contract paper. It would be nice to, you know, interact with them guys and, you know, beat their brain up a little bit.
Right.
But you know, no, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. And like I said, I could do it all independent and show love to just, you know, to the people that I'm showing love to. You know what I mean? I'm trying to connect minds. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what it's really about. You know what I mean? It's all love.
Are you a fan of the show? I
am a fan of the show.
Have you learned some stuff on there?
I have, you know, checked this show out. I like the aggressiveness that they use. I've been in the sales field for a minute, you know what I mean? I used to sell cell phones for T-Mobile, you know what I mean? Number one sales rep in the nation for almost 7 months. It's crazy. Okay. But I like they hustle. I like they hustle, how they, you know, getting in. But, you know, they got big money. They got real big money.
Right. I like to hear most of the, you know, Mr. Wonderful and Damon and
Damon Nice.
And my man Cuban. I like how they quickly break stuff down. And that's one thing I would imagine that you've learned is when to just walk away from any interaction. Like, you see where it's going, and that's right now. Like I said, when I try to get guests on and stuff, you know, I don't have time to. Do you want to do it or don't you? Or don't you? Let's keep it moving.
Right.
And so I like that they helped me out with picking up on. And I used to cut. I used to do something on the side. You know, one of my side hustles.
Yeah.
And you knew when a deal was going to be more effort than what it was really worth. And you pick up on those things and people and read it and go from there with it. So I think Shark Tank is a great. And maybe you could, you know, you probably beneficial for you to just check them out talking somewhere when they do tours and whatnot. So,
I'm going to see Robert Kiyosaki on the 11th. Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay,
Check out that
okay.
book. It's a nice book.
What was this tour about? It seemed like you just got off the road. It seemed like you went through a couple different places. I stalk people, man.
Yeah,
Anybody
it's all
doing
good.
something,
It's all good.
I'm trying to think, should I be doing it? Should I?
Yeah. It's all good. And just shaking a few hands down with my people down in Atlanta. Couple just trying to get the brand into the right hands and the right faces. You know what I mean? My guy Gaines Fitness. You can look him up on Instagram, 504 Pluck. He's training all the celebrities down there. You know what I mean? Big trainer. You know what I mean? And he definitely trying to pick this up on his brand, on the custom can side. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Where can people find you social media, man, and look into your product?
oh yeah, you tune in. I'm always on Facebook. CEO Lucci Hawkins, LUCCI Hawkins. You already know. Royalty Empire on Facebook. Royalty Empire on Twitter and Instagram too. Royalty Empire Co. I'm sorry. But yeah. Tune in. Stay in tune with the events and some other big things that we got coming up, and I definitely want everybody to be involved.
Okay. Now, look, we got a very exciting thing going on in the state right now with the Cavs being a part of the finals. You checking this out at all, or you not a basketball guy? I know you said you like the Saints.
Who that? I did check out one of the games so far, but like I walked in, they said LeBron just won another one, and I like watching LeBron. I've been watching him since he got in the league or whatever, because it amazed me to have someone the same age as me to receive that much money. You know what I mean, for shooting the hoop. I'm like, gee whiz, you know what I mean. So I'd always put a little fire under me too. That gave me a little hope. Shout out to LeBron, man. I think he might pull it off.
Okay, now what are your sports that you follow? And are you big? Is football your biggest one, or boxing? Is that one of them?
You know what? Speaking of boxing, I'm still in the boxing community. Rest in peace, Muhammad Ali. We just lost another great.
And Kimbo Slice.
Wow.
Down south, brother, for you.
Wow, that's crazy. My last fight was at the Black Expo, man, 2013, man. It lasted 36 seconds. I got knocked out, man.
Really?
Yeah, that was crazy. It was crazy. Like, I landed my first little 6-7 punches, but and don't get greedy, man. When you gotta learn how to get out of there, man. And that big country boy from Indiana, boy, he hit me on the top of my head with that overhand right, man. It was over with, man. But I still train though. I ain't getting back in there. Hell no, you ain't about to beat up my brain.
So you a jack of a lot of trades. I mean,
master. Yeah. I gotta get my hands involved. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, because I thought I saw a picture of you somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where I was. Where I thought I saw you with some gloves on or some wraps or something.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, my dude must box too.
Yeah. I was up down at Dayton Metro boxing gym. Coach Milliner.
Okay, that's with Camp, right?
Yeah. Camp. Yeah.
Maybe both of y'all were in the picture that I saw.
Yeah. Yeah. Camp.
Okay, so let me get you out of here, man. I thank you for your time, man. My man JR, it's good to meet you, and I thank you for sitting in here watching the boards for us while we got through this. Any last words, man?
You already know what it is. It's CEO Lucci Hawkins. Make sure you pick up a can or a case. Royalty Empire Citrus Rush is definitely in stores. It's the champagne of energy drinks. And if you ever get to meet me in person, man, give me a hug, shake my hand. It's all love. You know what I mean? I've been through a lot, and I definitely want to make everybody feel like they're part of this empire. It's all love.
Good word. Hey, like I said again, thanks for your time, man. I'm wishing you the best of success. I hope to have you back on. Like I said, we're gonna do some drops and keep your name and product fresh in people's mind. And I'll see you next week at the event. And hopefully, maybe when you get the vehicle out there with the wrap on it, maybe we bring you back and check off one more thing on the list as you go up this journey that you're going down.
Nice. It's all love, man.
All right, man. It's the Pay Me No Mind show. This your host Wood. Out of here.